negative.
What, named after the dog?
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
Yes, yes, sir. Welcome to it, the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. We're online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on the YouTube. Go to YouTube.com. The channel is simply Nation of Jake. Run it all together, all one word. Follow me on Facebook and also on the Twitter at Nation of Jake for this Tuesday, July 16th, year of our Lord 2019. Rainy, wet, flash flood warnings until 2:45 or so. I saw meteorologist John Bryant was saying some severe flooding going on in the area. I'm sure we'll see some photos and videos from some citizens experiencing that. Now, this has been a mess. This year we've had a lot of rain. I guess 12 inches more than this time last year. It's been an especially wet 2019, and now there are snakes. That's right. There are snakes as a result of all the rain. If the flash floods weren't bad enough, if the flooding in Germantown wasn't bad enough, if your storm drain getting clogged up wasn't bad enough, now there are snakes. Why did it have to be snakes? We'll get into that in a minute. I also believe the city council is meeting today. If we want to talk about snakes, we'll keep an eye out for news coming out of City Hall at the old city council meeting. What do they plan to do today? Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has responded to the criticism of his proclamation of Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. Now, this was something that was done by state law, required by law for the governor to proclaim July 13th as Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. There's a bunch of them. There's Robert E. Lee Day. There's Confederate Veterans Day. All kinds of observances, and it's required that the governor do it. However, you would think that Bill Lee invented all these days, and he proclaimed Nathan Bedford Forrest Day because he loves and worships Nathan Bedford Forrest. Well, Bill Lee himself has addressed those concerns. We'll talk about that in a little bit. And also a look at the 2020 polls. Joe Biden's still the front runner, doing very well. He's out there saying all kinds of goofy stuff. He unveiled a health care bill yesterday, which doubles down and triples down on Obamacare's promise, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. And then he went on to challenge Donald Trump to a push-ups contest. That's right. That's your front runner on the Democrat side, Joe Biden. We will talk about that and the rest of the 2020 field, and as well as all the latest headlines in the news crews. Now, the top story once again today, and this is absurd, but now CNN has live updates on the president's mean tweets about AOC's squad. Let me say that again. CNN is running live updates now about President Donald Trump's mean tweets about AOC's quote-unquote squad. That's right. Squad is the term that's been used for like a group of girls. You know, you got Taylor Swift and her squad and Cardi B and her squad. You know, it's just kind of like the new buzzword. It's like clique or group or club. It's their squad. And that's what's being used, the terminology, when the news stations like CNN are talking about this dust-up between President Trump and four freshman Democrat congresswomen. 4 out of 435 members of Congress, 4 are getting an outsized amount of coverage because they're beefing with Donald Trump. Now, I said yesterday, Donald Trump's tweets about these 4 Democrat freshman congresswomen can go back to their countries if they don't like it here. I thought the tweets were dumb, borderline racist, definitely xenophobic. That said, this whole thing is so childish, isn't it? You've got a guy who acts like a big kid on Twitter, very petty and petulant, always tweeting about people. he jumps in the middle of a fight between Nancy Pelosi and the quote-unquote squad. AOC's squad was beefing with Nancy Pelosi. Instead of just sitting back and watching them fight each other, Donald Trump decides to get in it. And he did. He got in it. He told them if they don't like the country, they can leave and go back to the countries where they came from. It was a bit counterfactual in that the only one of them that wasn't born in this country is Ilhan Omar from Minnesota, and she's a naturalized citizen. She's from Mogadishu originally. Now, they do say some awful things, not just about how the government works, but also they kind of run counter to the principles of our country, of things like freedom and individualism. They're communists, they're collectivists, and I'm not a big fan of them by any means. But for this to have live running updates is absurd. But let's get into those absurd updates. Now, since this is a number one story, the president's tweets, this is your trending topic on all social media and everywhere that you look. So, this morning, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said that Republican lawmakers must join Democrats in condemning the president's xenophobic tweets and urged Democrats to support a resolution put forward by House Democratic lawmakers. That's right. They are going to make this a matter of official business. They're going to go to the House floor. They're going to hold a vote and put people on record as condemning Donald Trump's racist tweets. Now, I pointed out yesterday that Nancy Pelosi couldn't even commit to a resolution condemning the anti-Semitic tweets sent by Representative Ilhan Omar. If you'll recall, they decided, oh, you know what? We're not going to condemn her tweets. We're just going to condemn all hate. So maybe they should, be fair. On the other side, let's just condemn all racism. Let's not single out Donald Trump for his xenophobic tweets. So I read the resolution. It does a lot of things like quote former presidents, one of whom is FDR. He is revered. Franklin Delano Roosevelt, like the gold standard of Democrat presidents. Now, this is a guy who also put Asian people in internment camps and Japanese internment. Very ugly chapter in our history. You might think that is xenophobic and or racist. Maybe not the guy you want to invoke, FDR, because locking up American citizens in camps based on what? Their race. They're foreign. Oh, you can't tell them apart. You can't tell them from Japanese nationals. So I would not have included FDR in there. Don't include Lyndon B. Johnson. That guy was a racist. Here's really what my problem is with all of this, is that you're holding Donald Trump up to this standard where we arguably should never have held a president before. I remember when Donald Trump was elected, it was probably the best comedy special I've ever seen that night in 2016. Watching the meltdowns on CNN and MSNBC, and then the shock and surprise that Donald Trump won the presidency. I had a friend who was having a meltdown on the Facebook, and he wrote something to the effect of, I don't want to have to tell my son that the president is a bad person. I don't want to have to look my kid in the face and tell them that the president of the United States is not a good person. I'm like, hold on a second. There have been plenty of presidents who were not good people. The aforementioned FDR, he locked up Japanese Americans in internment camps. Lyndon B. Johnson was a virulent racist. Woodrow Wilson was a racist. Bill Clinton sexually assaulted or was accused many times of sexual misconduct, sexual assault, all the way up to rape. So we know Bill Clinton wasn't a good person. You can just go back. Andrew Jackson, Trail of Tears. You can just keep going back. We've had awful presidents who are awful people, a lot of them still revered today as great presidents. Hell, George Washington chopped down a cherry tree for no reason. No reason at all. George Washington, the father of our country, chopped down a cherry tree, wielding an axe as a child, chopped it down, and then went to his father and admitted it, which is a really creepy story, likely made up. So we've had plenty of presidents who weren't good people. Donald Trump, probably not a good guy. He's probably a shady dirtbag. That said, I don't look for my elected officials to be a moral beacon. I look elsewhere for that. I look within, and I look to people who I know, who I actually know. Think about it. If government is a necessary evil, then those in government are necessarily evil, even if it's just a little bit. They're power-hungry freaks. Donald Trump is no different. Nancy Pelosi's no different. Ilhan Omar's no different. AOC's no different. Steny Hoyer's no different. Chuck Schumer's no different. You name anyone in government, I'm going to show you somebody who is ambitious and not in a good way. Power-hungry freaks. Yeah, some are worse than others. Some are overall pretty good, but it's that little bit of, I want to tell you what to do. I want to force my beliefs on you. I just have a very healthy distrust of the government, skepticism. So it starts with this resolution. They're actually going to take votes on Donald Trump's tweets. I mean, try to go back 10, 12, 15 years and explain this to somebody. Or better yet, if somebody came from the past and they got their DeLorean and they traveled through time, let's say from 1985 when Doc Brown actually got a working DeLorean time machine, and they come here to the future, to 2019, you say, oh yeah, they're going to have a resolution on Donald Trump's mean tweets about AOC's squad. Try to decipher that to somebody from 30 years ago. All right, so then they go in with these updates because we just have to know, oh, AOC responds to Donald Trump. Here's her message. And then you go, oh, who is the squad? So they've got these profiles. Well, it's AOC is the leader of the squad. She was born and raised in the Bronx, like old J-Lo. Rashida Tlaib. She became the first Palestinian-American woman to serve in Congress. She's from Michigan. Ayanna Pressley, who's like the touring keyboardist of the squad. Nobody even heard of her before now. She's the first black congresswoman to represent Massachusetts and serves the Boston area 7th Congressional District. And nobody cares. Ilhan Omar, of course, from Mogadishu, Somalia. She was elected to Congress largely in a district that has a high concentration of relocated Somalian refugees who now have citizenship. So there's their squad. And it just keeps going. Live updates. Oh, we've got Donald Trump. He responds, oh, those tweets were not racist. I don't have a racist bone in my body, says Donald Trump. And then you've got all these other Democrat and Republican lawmakers weighing in on Donald Trump's tweets. It's absurd. Whole thing. To have live updates about it. That said, I've got some audio of some GOP lawmakers going on record. And basically, I could go through all the audio. I'll tell you what they're saying. They're saying, look, we don't have to get personal. We don't have to invoke the nationalities or the home countries or whatever. We don't have to make it personal. We can just battle them on the merits of their ideas because their ideas suck. And that should be it. Like, that should be Donald Trump's new MO. He's just like, we're going to meet you on the battlefield of ideas. This isn't personal. We're not going to be hateful. We're not going to be racist. We're just going to let the American people decide what kind of America they want, and may the best team win. That's how it should always be, but that's really not Donald Trump. And honestly, is this changing anybody's mind about Donald Trump? I mean, are you somebody who's on the fence? I don't know if the last time they called him racist, they were right, but this time they might be. It just doesn't matter. If you think Donald Trump's a racist, this reinforces that he's a racist. If you think that the word racist is being thrown around too cavalierly and that you like Donald Trump and you don't think he's racist, then you take his side and you're like, no, what he said wasn't racist. What he said was dumb. A big, dumb, glittering neon distraction. And that's where we are right now. And that's the number one story. And all people are going to do is read the headlines and see Donald Trump tweeted something racist. And really, it's not going to change anybody's mind. So, live updates as we go today on the mean tweets sent by the evil orange man in the Oval Office. But we've got other things to get to. You like to get in the gym? You like to eat your protein? You might want to think twice. There's a woman who may have overdone it. And could you overdo it? That's coming up in a little bit. Also, the real danger of alligators hopped up on methamphetamine. It's a real concern. Coming up next, though, snakes. Snakes as a result of the wet weather we're seeing in the Mid-South. Why did it have to be snakes? It's coming up next right here in the Nation of Snake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
The Voice is proud to turn our spotlight on Bartlett all this week. Bartlett was first called Union Depot and Green Bottom and was the last major stagecoach stop by 1830. In 1866, with a population of less than 100, the city was officially incorporated and the name changed to Bartlett. Now, Bartlett is Shelby County's second and Tennessee's 10th largest city. Bartlett still preserves the small town spirit with a well-balanced city touch. Today, the landscape of Bartlett has changed as agriculture became second to business and industry. Bartlett, a growing community, keeping a small town atmosphere and continually enhancing the quality of life. Spotlight on Bartlett brought to you in part by these great businesses.
Tuition-free college is now available for adults. Get your tuition paid and reconnect to your dreams of a better career at Southwest Tennessee Community College. Call 333-5000. Weimer's Jewelry is over 33 years old, locally and family owned. They are a complete shop taking care of all your basic custom needs. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64.
When you're planning an event and need on-time delivery, call Odell Sanders. Sanders Catering has been in business for 31 years, specializing in breakfast, lunch, dinners, corporate, and social events. When you need a caterer to work with your budget, call Odell Sanders at 901-372-2631 or visit them online at sanderscatering.com and take a look at their menu. Sanders Catering, a leader in catering services. Call today at 901-372-2631.
X-Line's best pizza in town is where Memphis goes for real pizza. Always made with fresh, locally sourced ingredients and loaded with your favorite toppings. X-Line's is also home to crisp salads, mouth-watering burgers, and delicious specialty sandwiches packed with big flavors. X-Line's best pizza in town, where quality has priority. 5 locations in the Memphis area. X-Line's Pizza, proud sponsors of the Memphis Express.
From the time your child is born, you start to prepare for your child's future. Their academic and faith journey begins in preschool and continues through the 8th grade and beyond. Emmanuel Lutheran School has been a part of the Memphis community for over 40 years. With their strong academics, Christian faith, and athletics, Emmanuel Lutheran School is all about faith, family, and future. Emmanuel Lutheran. Call today, 901-388-0205, 901-388-0205.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Dan Groban and Phil Menard at Servant Advisors Group call this mailbox money. It's the monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They want to help remove stress from your retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Servant Advisors Group at 855-260-1000 for a complimentary retirement analysis with strategies that could help your nest egg provide you monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call right now, 855-260-1000. Servant Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Servant Advisors Group, LLC. Insurance licensed in Tennessee, Mississippi, and in Arkansas.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live there on the YouTube. The channel, very simple to find, Nation of Jake, one word, Nation of Jake on YouTube. Follow on Facebook and Twitter at Nation of Jake. We got the live updates of Donald Trump's mean tweets about AOC's squad. That's happening all day today because we know how big a story this is, how this impacts your life, how you wake up in the morning thinking, oh my God, what did Donald Trump tweet today? How can I live in this America? How can I do it? How can I live with myself in this America when the guy is always tweeting? Well, we've got some GOP lawmakers speaking out about it. Here's Liz Cheney.
I want to make absolutely clear that our opposition to our socialist colleagues has absolutely nothing to do with their gender, with their religion, or with their race. It has to do with the content of their policies.
There you go. That's it. We're going to judge them by the content of their policies, not the color of their skin, or whether or not they have man parts or lady parts, or if they're gay or straight or other, or their gender. Nothing. Just their ideas. Their ideas suck. All right, so I think that's a good rule of thumb, is judge people on their ideas. All right, so that's it. That's the latest update. You got GOP lawmakers saying, hey, we're making it clear. We don't care anything about Donald Trump's attacks. We don't like those people for other reasons. We don't like their ideas. Boom. That's it. That should be the line. That should be it. So we got all this wet weather. We've got flash flood warnings. I guess these are the remnants of Barry. And Hurricane Barry, then Tropical Storm Barry, Tropical Berry smoothies. It's wet, it's gross, and now there are snakes as a result. More and more snakes are being seen in the Mid-South, and it's because not only the remnants of Barry, but just overall, in 2019, we've had more than 42 inches of rain thus far, from January 1st to July 14th. All right, so that 14th was on Sunday. So it's not even counting Monday and today. So it's more than 42 inches of rain, according to the National Weather Service. It's 12 more inches than this time last year. You add Monday and Tuesday. I mean, hell, how much rain do you think we got? Another foot? It's probably 2 feet more this year. Well, snakes are coming up to the surface. A plethora of snake species live in Tennessee, in the Memphis area, but only 3 of them are venomous, and they're coming up for air. You got wet ground. They're being chased out by all the moisture. So you've seen all these photos of snakes in people's backyards, basements, in your house. If you encounter a snake or have a snake problem, you can get in touch with Wildlife Solvers at wildlifesolvers.com. So you're going to have three venomous species here in Tennessee. Only 2 of those are likely to be encountered by people. Those species are the northern cottonmouth and the eastern copperhead, which has the weakest venom among pit vipers and whose bite is rarely fatal to a healthy person. Overall, snake populations had been increasing in the area in recent years. They say maybe, at least if you look on Facebook and you see all these photos. Again, it's one of those deals where, like shark attacks, snake sightings, it becomes a story, and then you think they're everywhere. There was a big-ass snake where that jogger was driving by and posted a picture of snakes at Overton Park. And it was like a big snake. Like, it looked like an anaconda. It wasn't. It wasn't an anaconda, but it was massive. And so everybody was like, oh my God. And so every time somebody sees a snake, they snap a photo and then post it on your next door or your, local bulletin board on Facebook. Usually what you want to do is you just want to maybe trap the snake. If you got snakes near you, you want to manage the snakes, call Wildlife Solvers. If, get maybe a trash can or a box or a bucket, put it over the snake. Maybe not engage the snake in a fight. You don't want to do that. Because snakes are going to come out of the ground and they're going to eat chipmunks and moles. See, that's the thing. I like the snakes. Because I got moles in my yard. So if the snakes come up, they take care of my mole problem, then I'd be fine with it. That said, I mean, if you got a pervasive snake problem, you might want to call some professionals. I one time got into it with a snake at my buddy Kevin's house. It was 3 or 4 feet long. It was out by his pool, and it got aggressive, so we had to chop its head off with a garden hoe. Because, look, snakes are scary, and they're ugly, and they can bite. They got fangs. They could be venomous. But think about this. You're much bigger than a snake. I mean, you can get a big stick. You can get a garden hoe. You can get a shovel. You can get rocks. You can throw it at the snake. Snake can slither away. Chase it off. I mean, it's more scared of you than you are of it. All those things. All those things apply here. Deanna Lance of the Memphis Zoo, she's the team leader for reptiles in the aquarium over at the zoo. She says that snakes do have a pest control aspect. Like I said, they eat moles and chipmunks and stuff. And they're also a food source for other animals, including predatory birds. But if you don't want them around, you keep the grass short. Don't leave debris piles laying around after doing yard work. If you identify a venomous snake around your home, it's best just to leave it alone. Don't engage it with the garden hoe or with the garbage can. But if you have to quarantine the snake, that garbage can option's pretty good. Just garbage can, rock on top of it, snake is trapped, and then call the old professional. If you're trying to trap the snake, stay at least 1 body length away because they can strike and they can bite you, and you don't want to be snake bit. Keep 3 feet away from a 3-foot-long snake at all times. You can also call animal control, which, depending on the city, will remove the snake or direct you to a service that can. If you're bitten by a snake, and I've watched all these dangerous animal shows, if you get bitten by a snake, which seems entirely unpleasant, especially if you don't know what kind of snake it is, you have to move slowly and breathe slowly, because if it's venomous and you start getting real worked up, that venom will pump through your blood and you'll die sooner, or you'll get sick sooner. So you have to remain calm, get to the hospital. Medical professionals, they probably like to know what kind of snake it is, but they do not need to know what kind of snake it is to treat the bite. They're going to know through the symptoms that you get. So it's one of those deals where you're going to see more snakes. Be careful. Keep the grass short. You get out in the yard with a rake, chase them off or whatever. That's what I like to do, is get a rake up the snake, and then kind of fling it into my neighbor's yard, over the fence. Just, here you go. Go to your home. Go over here, which I'm sure could be construed as illegal. So yeah, more snakes in the area because it's wetter and they like it. And they like to get out of the wet ground and seek higher ground, whatever. I don't know. There's more snakes. Kind of freaked me out a little bit. Man, it doesn't seem as scary now that I've gone through it all. I mean, sometimes you just got to face your fears and talk it out. I'm kind of like Indiana Jones. I don't like snakes. Nobody likes snakes. Jake the Snake. I'm done with all that. All right, coming up, are you taking too much protein? Are you in the gym? Are you drinking protein shakes? There could be some health risks. We read about a woman who it didn't work out very well for her, but there's more to the story. We'll get into that next right here in the Nation of Snake.
Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News Update. Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell is calling on everyone to lower the temperature, but President Trump is not backing off his racist comments directed at 4 minority women in Congress.
Where should they go?
It's up to them. Go wherever they want, or they can stay. But they should love our country. They shouldn't hate our country.
House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy.
I believe this is about ideology. This is about socialism versus freedom. And it's very clear what the debate is happening. I understand when I listened to their press conference yesterday, they talked more about impeachment than anything else.
The House votes today on a resolution that condemns the president's remarks. CBS's Nancy Cordes has more.
They see it as an opportunity for moral clarity. They force Republicans to go on the record about whether or not they believe that the president was correct to speak in this way and to continue speaking in this way.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
We've got a new show for you. Every Sunday at 5, hosts Kendrick and Matt are well-known, well-respected, well-loved makeup artists in Memphis. They know all the who's who, what to do, where to go, and who to see. With a combined 25 plus years in the industry, including fashion and styling, and their love of a good party, they are your go-to resource. So tune in Sundays at 5 for Hot Sauce.
ATC Fitness would like to announce their new partnership with Silver Sneakers. That's right, ATC Fitness now accepts Silver Sneakers members. ATC Fitness is your local, family-owned 24-hour gym. Get started on the right track with their easy-to-follow instructions and demonstrations. Remember, if you are a Silver Sneakers member, come to any ATC Fitness throughout the Mid-South. Check them out online at atcfitness.com to find the nearest location to you.
Brown Properties. They specialize in commercial and industrial real estate in all of North Mississippi.
He helped me locate a space and helped me get in so easily. The most professional, most accommodating person that I have ever worked with in my professional career.
I would absolutely recommend Jim Brown very highly. As a matter of fact, he'll be my real estate agent from now into the future for sure.
Hi, I'm Jim Brown with Brown Properties, commercial industrial real estate located in South Haven, Mississippi. Call me at 662-393-2255.
Taste buds, are you ready for the scrumptious, amazing treats from J Bear Bake Shop in Bartlett? They have apple lace bread pudding, ooey gooeys, even vegan, vanilla, and gluten-free chocolate cupcakes. Plus, their traditional favorites, strawberry, red velvet cupcakes, and sticky buns. And everything has a J Bear twist. Whether it's designing a custom cake or introducing a new flavor, stop by and have the very best J Bear Bake Shop, 7124 US 64 Bartlett.
This is Clark Howard. How do you access the internet at your home? Well, more and more people are choosing to use their phone as the only way they access the internet. The reason why is that the cost of home internet is pretty expensive, and home internet providers typically have what are known as hard data caps, where if you go over that data cap, you end up with massive overage fees that you have to pay. On the other hand, cell phone carriers are in a very competitive business, and they all offer various versions of unlimited data. If you end up using a lot of data in a month, known as being a data hog, they may from time to time slow your data connection, but you're never going to get hit with bill shock. So think about it. Particularly if you live alone, instead of having a home internet bill and your cell phone bill, just go to cell phone only.
Hey, Mike, how's the house coming along? Needs a ton of work. The pipes are leaking. Needs a new roof. The AC just broke. I just don't have time to do it all myself. You know anyone?
Oh, just ask Home Advisor. They match you with the best local pros for any home project.
Cool.
Yeah, you can read reviews and book appointments online.
What's it cost?
Actually, Home Advisor is always free to use.
Nice. I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor.
Have you heard what President Trump said recently?
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
Now you can watch Newsmax TV and get the truth about Trump from Bill O'Reilly, Mike Reagan, Alan Dershowitz, Pat Buchanan, and more. Newsmax TV is America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in 70 million homes. Find Newsmax on DirecTV, Dish, Xfinity, Spectrum, Optimum, Fios, Uverse, and more systems. See Newsmax TV today. It's real news for real people.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990. We're online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Better yet, streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Okay, so we got another update on the mean tweets scandal, Tweetgate. Donald Trump and his mean tweets, his racist tweets, telling freshman Democrat congresswomen to go back where they came from. Now, did he mean other countries? He said other countries. And that's in reference to the one from Somalia. The other ladies were born right here in the U.S. Senator Lamar Alexander from the great state of Tennessee. He's the chairman of the Senate Help Committee. He told CNN that when it comes to President Trump's tweets, they aren't productive, but he won't say they are racist. Alexander says, those things I wouldn't say. I think it's better to talk about making our country better and what is wrong with the left-wing proposals of the people on the other side of the aisle. But are the comments racist? Alexander did not respond. He just look, they're not helpful. I don't like them. It's not something I would say. What else do you want from me? Can they be interpreted as racist? Sure. Apparently everything is interpreted as racist. They're borderline. There's some racism rooted there and xenophobia, the other. That said, it's just overall, I'm kind of with Lamar Alexander. Unhelpful, counterproductive to what they're trying to do there in the Senate and in the White House and the administration. So there's your latest update with an angle from right here in the state of Tennessee. All right, so I was in the gym yesterday. I was doing my deadlifts. I was lifting incredibly heavy weights, as I often do when I go to the gym. Go big or go home. Big lifts, heavy lifts, knock them out. Get off your phone. Don't forget to re-rack your weights. Don't cause distractions. Don't bother people. Don't treat the leg extension like a chaise lounge. All the rules. I was following all of them. All right, so I ran into my buddy Dustin Starr up there. He works out at the gym. He's the wrestling guy with the hair, Johnny Bravo hair. And he was impressed with what I was doing, I could tell. You would be. I mean, you watch me lift, you're like, oh my God, the guy's form is awesome. I mean, he weighs 160 pounds, but he just throws up incredible amounts of weight. I got my protein shake beforehand, and I was talking to my dad about, being in the gym, and then the issue of protein came up because he read a story about a woman who kind of OD'd on protein. She was taking her protein, taking her supplements, and I said, Pops, I know what I'm doing. I'm fine. I'm good. But then I went to go look up what he was talking about to make sure I didn't get this protein thing, because I don't want to die. I want to get in the gym and get healthy and prolong my life and the quality of it. I don't want to die. So I'm like, what's my dad talking about? I made sure that he knew I was fine, and then I went back and made sure I was fine. Well, here's the story everybody's talking about with regards to the protein. Mom says daughter's protein-packed diet contributed to unexpected death. That is not something you like to hear, say, if you take protein powders and supplements. And it's a huge industry, massive. There's all kinds of protein out there. There's the whey protein. There's the plant-based protein. You got all the different brands, Metrex, Body Fortress, Combat. You've got Muscle Milk. You've got the Optimum Nutrition. And what you do is you get whatever you can at a good price, because the stuff's not cheap. There are a lot of people who go out and buy designer supplements and protein powders. And honestly, the best thing to do is eat a bunch of chicken. I mean, get on that tap water and chicken breast diet. That's the best thing you can do as far as getting a lot of protein. And the calculus is, 1.5 grams of protein per day per pound you weigh. All right, so you weigh 100 pounds. Let's just make it easy. You want 150 grams of protein a day. 1.5 grams per every pound you weigh. That's a lot of protein. That's sizable. It's really hard to get with just food. Got to eat a lot of meat. Could get expensive. So people like to augment their protein intake with these protein powders and supplements and whatnot. And then there's the pre-workouts for energy. And so you've got to be careful, especially if you have a condition. But the problem is, you don't always know if you have a condition. And that's what happened here. A heartbroken Australian mother is speaking out about the potential dangers of protein shakes and supplements after she says her 25-year-old daughter's diet triggered an undiagnosed condition that ultimately contributed to her death 2 years ago. Michelle White said that while her daughter, Megan Hefford, had picked up a passion for fitness after the birth of her first child, she developed an unhealthy obsession with it a few years after following her second child. She suffered crippling postnatal depression. After seeing a doctor, she was prescribed some medication, which helped, but there was a catch. The tablets made Megan gain a stone, which is 14 pounds. White said she was initially supportive of her daughter's effort to get back into the gym, but noticed that within a few months it became an unhealthy obsession. White said Hefford became involved in bodybuilding competitions, which required her to maintain a strict diet packed with protein. Every meal included a protein shake, as well as a variety of supplements. Now look, the protein shakes that you take, anywhere from 20, 25, 30 grams of protein, doing that a couple times a day, I don't think that's a big deal. It's like taking those Ensures or Slim Fast or whatever. Shake for breakfast, shake for lunch, and a sensible dinner, like Tommy Lasorda used to say. But if she's taking an assortment of supplements, a variety, what you taking, BCAAs? What she taking, any kind of, what's that, Yohimbe stuff? There's so many. And if you take a bunch of them, there could be a reaction, especially, say, if you have an undiagnosed disorder. So, Hefford was going out and taking all these supplements and protein shakes. And then days later, while White was taking her grandkids on a camping trip, she received a call from paramedics. By chance, 2 women doing a rental inspection had found her unresponsive on the floor of her bedroom. I rushed to the hospital to see my usually healthy, fit girl lying on a bed covered in wires. Hefford was declared brain dead, and the family was informed that she had an undiagnosed genetic condition which impacted the way her body ingested protein. What are the odds, really, if an undiagnosed genetic condition, something that you would not know that you had unless you did the exact thing that it affected, that if it impacts the way your body ingests protein and you're a fitness nut and you're just taking a lot of protein, what are the odds? That just seems like kind of a freak coincidence. After Hefford's death, White discovered that both she and Hefford's daughter also have a urea cycle disorder, which impacts the way the body removes ammonia from the bloodstream. According to the National Urea Cycle Disorders Foundation, patients with the disorder experience a buildup of ammonia in the bloodstream, which can cause irreversible brain damage. The disorder varies depending on the severity of the specific mutation and the effect it has on enzyme function. For adults who are undiagnosed, viruses or other metabolic stressors like high protein intake or strict dieting may cause a sudden onset of neurological disorders. So this is going to perhaps trigger a movement for protein powders and supplements to be under the regulation of the FDA. Now, they're not. You go out to the GNC or whatever and you see something, whether it's a protein powder or supplements, it'll make claims and they'll say these claims have not been evaluated by the FDA. So consult a physician before you do this stuff. That said, I don't know if they're going to go do genetic tests on somebody. And if you overdo anything, you're going to put yourself at risk. But maybe this will lead to stricter regulations on the protein, which, listen, if it helps save life, or just make sure that you consult a doctor. That's why they have all these disclaimers. I drink a couple of them a day, and I think it's probably all right. I take it's about right. I'm not one of these, super duper protein head guys who's just drinking it all day long. That said, I know those guys who do it. And anything, man. I know people who take like the creatine, and that's something that can hurt your kidneys. The pre-workouts with all the caffeine and taurine and stuff. Used to be ephedra, man. All that people would just take ephedra. And then I knew guys whose hearts just stopped and they just dropped dead on college campuses because they're taking this stuff. So they started getting rid of that. So yeah, it's something to look into if you think you might have some sort of disorder, but it wasn't the protein that did it. It was this underlying undiagnosed disorder. So that's a long way of saying, Dad, I'm fine. I'm going to be okay. I don't think I have this disorder. I have not had any supplements after years of doing this, and I'm not on roids, man. So, one thing. I'm not on the juice, not on the gas. It's fine. But I'm also not on meth. And there are some serious warnings about, say, if you do go out and get some meth and you decide, I don't want to do this meth. This was a bad idea. Don't flush it down the toilet because you could meth up some gators. And that is a frightening thought. And it's a real warning, and we'll get into that next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
The Voice is proud to turn our spotlight on Bartlett all this week. Bartlett was first called Union Depot and Green Bottom and was the last major stagecoach stop by 1830. In 1866, with a population of less than 100, the city was officially incorporated and the name changed to Bartlett. Now, Bartlett is Shelby County's second and Tennessee's 10th largest city. Bartlett still preserves the small town spirit with a well-balanced city touch. Today, the landscape of Bartlett has changed as agriculture became second to business and industry. Bartlett, a growing community, keeping a small town atmosphere and continually enhancing the quality of life. Spotlight on Bartlett brought to you in part by these great businesses.
Brim's Snack Foods. Life is so delicious with Brim's Snacks. J Bear Bake Shop on Stage Road in Bartlett. Visit them on Facebook at J Bear Bake Shop. This summer, buckle up for the journey of your life at the Pink Palace family of museums. Blast off with Apollo 11 First Steps Edition on the giant screen at the CTI Theater. Travel back in time with the Making Memphis Bicentennial exhibit. Experience the newly renovated Pink Palace Mansion. Come enjoy history, science, nature, and so much more. This summer, travel from Memphis to the moon and back at the Pink Palace family of museums.
Planning for retirement can be confusing and overwhelming. Tune into the Servant Retirement Show to hear the current news and events today's retirees need to know. Every Saturday morning at 8 on KWAM, The Voice, AM 990. If you want to talk to Dan Groban or Philip Menard today about your retirement plans, call the team at Servant Advisors Group, 855-260-1000. That's 855-260-1000. Get started on the path toward a comfortable retirement today. 855-260-1000.
For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS.
That's the number that could save you up to 30% on your energy bills. Call today and Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning will hook you up with an AC tune-up. Right now, save $20 on an AC tune-up. Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning, your hometown Memphis tune-up pros.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
We've got a new show for you. Every Sunday at 5, hosts Kendrick and Matt are well-known, well-respected, well-loved makeup artists in Memphis. They know all the who's who, what to do, where to go, and who to see. With a combined 25-plus years in the industry, including fashion and styling, and their love of a good party, they are your go-to resource. So tune in Sundays at 5 for Hot Sauce.
The special event florist for the Mid-South is Lynn Doyle Flowers. They are famous for creating incredible floral arrangements and are available to fill even your last-minute needs. From the simple to the magnificent, their staff can create unique arrangements for your special occasion. Flowers always bring a smile, make someone's day, and for fast, convenient delivery, call Lynn Doyle Flowers today at 901-323-4521 or visit their beautiful new location at 6225 Old Poplar Pike.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
First South has the best rates in town on mortgages, car loans, and CDs. Guaranteed. In fact, if your bank has a better rate, we'll beat it. Applying for a loan or opening an account is easy. Just stop by any one of our banking centers or go online to firstsouth.com. Enjoy the positive difference of banking with First South Financial. Banking with friends since 1957.
I'm Ed Parami, the owner of JanPro, the franchise that helps you be your own boss.
Jan Pro is now the fastest growing franchise in the entire world for the second year in a row by Entrepreneur Magazine. We are growing so fast we need new business owners right here in Memphis right now. So if you want to be your own boss and open your own business, call Jan Pro at 901-683-4900 to see just how easy it is to be your own boss. For as little as $950 down, you can be a part of Jan Pro. Don't waste another minute. Call 901-683-4900.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
It's the Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9 AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. Streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel, Nation of Jake. Also on Facebook and Twitter, at Nation of Jake. Podcast will be up shortly after the program concludes. All right, now last week, we talked about how much methamphetamine is in the state of Tennessee. I happen to know that methamphetamine is plentiful, especially along I-40. That's where they're moving it. They're moving it through the channels here in Memphis, Tennessee. They're saying that you can get a lot of meth for a good price. Now there's other problems with people having meth. Not only are they doing meth and becoming meth heads and essentially killing themselves, they're also trying to dispose of meth in ways that are harmful to the environment. All right. Tennessee police warn not to flush drugs down the toilet for fear of creating meth gators. Meth gators. Gators high on meth. The Loretta Police Department in Tennessee is warning people not to flush their meth down the toilet after investigators said they caught someone attempting to flush methamphetamine along with several items of paraphernalia on Saturday. The department advised against disposing of drugs, including pills, via the sewage because when you send something down the sewer pipe, it ends up in our retention ponds for processing before it is sent downstream. Our sewer guys take great pride in releasing water that is cleaner than what's in the creek, according to police, but they're not really prepared for the meth. In addition to birds, officials said if the water headed far enough downstream, it would create meth gators in Shoal Creek and the Tennessee River down in North Alabama. They've had enough methed up animals in the past few weeks without our help. So if you need to dispose of your drugs, just give us a call and we'll make sure they are disposed of in the proper way. So this is also, a way for the police to get some idiots to come give them their drugs and give themselves up. So the meth gators, reminds me of that movie Alligator. The one that was always on TBS. Some kid gets an alligator, he wins it at a fair, and his mom's like, get that thing the hell out of here. She flushes it down the toilet, but across town, there's a mad scientist who's running all these experiments on puppies with steroids, and all the puppies are just getting like 3 times the size as regular puppies. And so the little lackey who actually goes out and procures the puppies, he throws them in the sewer when he's done with them, and then the alligator eats the puppies, and the alligator grows to be 35 feet long. This meth gator situation could be a real-life launching point for a remake of Alligators, because what is scarier than a giant alligator is a bunch of alligators on meth. All right, Billy responds next.
This is The Voice, KWAM Memphis. The latest news stories are here. This is KWAM Memphis.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Real news, real reporting.
I'm Pam Coulter. The House is debating a resolution that condemns President Trump for his racist tweets aimed at 4 minority women in Congress.
Ahead of a House vote to rebuke him, the president again trying to turn the focus on the Democrats he's been targeting.
I have a list of things here said by the Congresswomen that is so bad.
He has suggested they go back to the lands where they originally came from.
It's my opinion they hate our country.
Earlier, when a reporter asked aide Kellyanne Conway where Mr. Trump expected the Congresswomen, 3 of whom were born in the U.S., to go back to, she asked him.
What's your ethnicity?
Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, the White House.
Remembering the right stuff of 50 years ago, the launch of Apollo 11 at the Kennedy Space Center. Astronaut Michael Collins hovered above the moon as Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong walked on the surface. Collins on NASA TV today.
We crew felt the weight of the world on our shoulders. We knew that everyone would be looking at us, friend or foe. And we wanted to do the best we possibly could, put our best foot forward, and that required a great deal of work.
The Justice Department will not bring civil rights charges against any police officers in connection with the death of Eric Garner, the unarmed black man who died after being held in a police chokehold in New York in 2014. Garner family attorney Jonathan Moore.
This case is not dead. Under the federal civil rights laws, there is no statute of limitation for a conspiracy to violate somebody's civil rights that results in a death, or a deprivation of rights under color of law that results in death.
One of Jeffrey Epstein's alleged victims came forward today to say the financier should not be allowed out on bail pending his New York trial. Attorney Brad Edwards said Epstein continued his inappropriate behavior during his Florida jail sentence.
He was having office visitors, some who were flown to him from New York, and continuing to engage in similar conduct literally while he was in quote-unquote jail.
The investigation continues into the death of Sadie Roberts Joseph, the founder of an African-American history museum in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. CBS's Errol Barnett.
Investigators say community activist Sadie Roberts Joseph died from traumatic asphyxia, including suffocation, not long after she visited her family. CBS News spoke with Pat McAllister LaDuff, her niece.
We have to find out who did this. She can't go down like this. She don't deserve this.
On Wall Street at this hour, the Dow is up a fraction, NASDAQ down 30. This is CBS News.
CBS News Radio is your home for breaking news. With our team of reporters around the country and the world, we give you the coverage you can trust.
Your worry-free summer kicks off on Amazon Prime Day. That's because Amazon Prime Day is when you save up to 44% on Blink indoor and outdoor security cameras. Wherever you go this summer, Blink motion-activated cameras can keep an eye on your home and pets with no monthly contracts. Blink cameras are wire-free, set up in minutes, and run on 2 lithium batteries for up to 2 years. When your Blink camera detects someone snooping around your home, you get an alert on your Blink smartphone app with a view of what it spotted. And with the new Blink XT2 two-way talk feature, you can speak to that person from your phone. From scaring off a burglar to keeping an eye on your pets, your worry-free vacation starts with Blink cameras. Amazon Prime Day is here to score up to 44% off on Blink indoor and outdoor cameras and systems. Go to Amazon.com, search Blink Camera, and get up to 44% off. Thanks to Blink, home security just got easier. Blink is an Amazon company, and it works with Alexa. Go to Amazon.com, search Blink Camera.
Producers of a controversial TV show have taken action after complaints about a scene in an old episode.
Netflix has removed a graphic suicide scene from an episode in season 1 of the hit show 13 Reasons Why.
You see all these "Don't kill yourself" posters up on the wall? They weren't up before.
Mental health experts expressed concern the scene glorified suicide. Since its launch, 13 Reasons Why has drawn praise and condemnation. The show's season 3 launches later on this summer. Steve Kaith and CBS News.
In Tennessee, a decades-old law requires governors to sign a proclamation designating July 13th Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. Governor Bill Lee now says he supports changing that law, which honors the Confederate general and early KKK leader. His tweet comes amid a national backlash for his signing of the proclamation last week and for declining to answer whether he thought the law should change. Pam Coulter, CBS News.
There's nothing like meeting face-to-face, and there's nothing like Zoom to make that happen. Zoom lets you connect and do business across town or around the world. Zoom ties together all of your communication needs into one easy platform for video conferencing, phone calls, group chat, webinars, and your conference rooms. Connect easily from anywhere, your mobile phone, your laptop, or conference room. Zoom is how business gets done. Get your free account at Zoom.com today. Meet happy with Zoom.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-899-8922. That's 800-899-8922.
Jake, where'd you get those boots?
But he's got meat between his ears.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nation of Jake on The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com, streaming live on Facebook. The Nation of Jake Facebook channel, very simple to find, Nation of Jake, run it all together. No spaces. Nation of Jake. Follow on Facebook and on Twitter at Nation of Jake. And if you want to, hit up the old Instagram. That's where I post photos, mostly of my children. So if you want to check it out, go on and do that. And I'd appreciate it. Tell your friends about the Nation of Jake as well. Podcast will be up shortly after the program concludes. And then also the 2-minute show. I'll take this show and cut out the best 2 minutes. Hell, today, if I can find it, it's all been about the racist tweets that Donald Trump sent out. Were they racist? That's up for debate. Lamar Alexander, senator from the great state of Tennessee, he declined to say they were racist, instead opting to say, it's not something I would have done. And we can all agree they are unhelpful, that this is probably a distraction, that nobody really wants a fight, everybody loses. Then again, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, where would they be if we didn't have this controversy? What would be the alternate? Is it distracting from something else that either Democrats or Republicans don't want us to know about? Maybe this Jeffrey Epstein stuff. Maybe this is the distraction. We've got more accusers coming forward. We got more news about the old Lolita Express coming out, but everybody's talking about Donald Trump's mean tweets. So, and his fight with AOC's squad. So much so they're having all these updates, all these live updates on CNN. You may have heard our top of the hour news reports making national news is Governor Bill Lee of the state of Tennessee. To this point, Bill Lee has been non-controversial. He's been just kind of there. This is a guy who seems like a legit person. He seems like he'd be a fine governor for the next 4 to 8 years. I have not really had a problem with any of his positions policy-wise, but now there's this controversy, now a national controversy, about Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. We've been over this. Governor Bill Lee proclaimed Saturday, July 13th, as Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, as required by Tennessee law. Now, Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, I guess it's his birthday, July 13th, 7/13. Nathan Bedford Forrest Day has been celebrated here in Tennessee, or I should say observed. I've never known anybody to celebrate the day. It's been observed since 1921, and I've been looking to see when it was encoded into the law, when this Tennessee state law was passed, making it obligatory or establishing that July 13th is Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. I don't know when it was passed, when it was actually put on the books, but it has been observed since 1921. That said, it's very simple. Bill Lee, as the governor, he is sworn to uphold the laws of the state of Tennessee, and if he declined to proclaim this day as Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, he would be in violation of the law, and it is his duty to execute the laws. It's not to opine on the laws. He can do that. He just can't pick and choose what laws he wants to execute or enforce. He can't do that as governor. Now, he can make it known how he feels about it, and he didn't. He just said, hey, I signed this proclamation, and no, I haven't looked at changing this law. Again, let's not forget, he's been in office 7 months. So this is his first Nathan Bedford Forrest day. And again, the governor doesn't make the laws. But there's been a lot of blowback. You've had people writing that Bill Lee himself invented Nathan Bedford Forrest Day and that he celebrates it and it was his idea. This is the slave trader that the Tennessee governor is honoring. That's all a misrepresentation of how it went down. Well, Governor Bill Lee has now spoken out, and I think that we're going to hear from Governor Bill Lee. I think I've got the audio of an interview that he did with one of the news stations in the state, WKRN. I believe if I can find this audio, I will definitely let you know. Now, he says he didn't want to make the proclamation, but he was bound by law. And so says he's working with lawmakers to change that law requiring Nathan Bedford Forrest Day. In a change of heart, it says here from the Tennessean, Governor Bill Lee said he would work to undo a state law that tasks the Tennessee governor with declaring a special day in observance in honor of Nathan Bedford Forrest, a Confederate general and early Ku Klux Klan leader. Lee announced his plans in a tweet on Monday, diverging from comments made to the Tennessean on Thursday that he was not considering changing the law. Now, what does that mean? Like, are you considering changing the law? Well, no, I haven't considered anything. Like, I didn't even know about the law before I was tasked with proclaiming the day in honor of Nathan Bedford Forrest. Is it a big deal? Is this something that we need to change? Let's have a talk about it. But I'm not sure that he was saying, no, I'm not considering changing it. I like it. So it's just how you interpret it. He says, while it is my job as governor to enforce the law, I want Tennesseans to know that where my heart is on the issue. Our state's history is rich, complex, and in some cases painful. With this in mind, I will be working to change this law. All right, but he's got to work with the administration. He's got to work with, the legislature on changing the law. A governor cannot unilaterally change the laws of a state. But he's saying that he'll change it. And I think what it comes down to is Nathan Bedford Forrest, although a complex figure in our nation's history, he was a slave trader. And that puts people, that makes people upset. It's a controversial guy, a brilliant military leader, a slave owner, slave trader, and a member of the Ku Klux Klan. Those are things that just don't hold up in 2019. Now, I still am uneasy with, judging people through the 2019 lens for things that were done in the 1800s, 1850s, 1860s. I don't think that's necessarily fair. But at the same time, do we have to force the governor to proclaim a day in honor of these folks? Here's Bill Lee talking about what makes him uneasy about it.
And that's really the reason I didn't like signing that proclamation, and that's the reason I think we ought to change that law. And I will work with legislators to do that.
All right, so, I looked back at Bill Haslam, July 13th, 2015. Here we have Bill Haslam proclaims today Nathan Bedford Forrest Day in Tennessee. Now, I don't remember it being a national story in 2015, but this is as pursuant to the law, as prescribed in Tennessee state law. It's Nathan Bedford Forrest Day, and Bill Haslam proclaimed it so. Bill Bredesen in 2007, a Democrat, did the same thing. It was the law. But now I think that, a lot of people are getting together saying, you know what, maybe it's not the best idea to officially go on record honoring a guy like Nathan Bedford Forrest. Leave that to guys from the Sons of Confederate Veterans. Guys who really hold close Confederate history. Because I think that's all in context. Sons of Confederate Veterans is a private club, a private entity. And if they want to honor Nathan Bedford Forrest and have a reenactment or do whatever, maybe talk about Nathan Bedford Forrest, because from what I understand, Nathan Bedford Forrest was a product of the time. He wasn't especially bad for the time. He was a guy. He was a general. He was a military mind, and that he did some stuff during the Civil War and during that era that are not good. But he also made amends. And he also changed. But that's not what people remember. That's not what he is a symbol of today. But you can have those conversations. But Bill Lee is going to he's going to work to change it, and I think it's probably the right thing to do. I know a lot of people who would disagree with me. People who are like, no, we cannot forget our state's history. And Nathan Bedford Forrest is one of the major figures in the history of Tennessee history. So look, I see where Bill Lee was kind of put in a tough spot. I probably, as governor, let's say if I'm elected governor one day, I'm probably not looking at all these symbolic days of observance as a priority. I'm looking at the economy. I'm looking at laws that affect people directly, not something that some people think is distasteful and other people think is just fine, and most people ignore. It's just not going to be high on the list of priorities as the executive of the state government, because you can't change it by yourself. But I think there's probably enough political will to make it happen. It looks like Lieutenant Governor Rand McNally is open to having discussions on changing the law. That is according to his communications director. Now, there's also the bust. I guess there's a bust of Nathan Bedford Forrest on display outside the Senate and House chambers. It's been there for 40 years. The governor says he's before he was in office, he was not in favor of moving it. I guess, now he's kind of changing a little bit because of the backlash. Bill Haslam, I think, was in favor of moving it. It just seems like a lot. It seems like a lot of controversy over something that it doesn't really affect people's lives directly. Hurts people's feelings. I get that totally. But it looks like he's coming around on it, and the law will probably change, especially, being under the microscope now. You've got people, not only the Tennessee delegation like Steve Cohen, you've got guys like Ted Cruz have come out and said, no. We should not be honoring, no state should be honoring a slave trading Democrat from 1868. And you know how he just wedges in the fact that the guy was a Democrat in there. Of course, that's what Ted Cruz is going to do. He's going to make it partisan. He's a politician. So Bill Lee looks like he'll be working with the state legislature to remove the observance of Nathan Bedford Forrest Day from it. And how about that? How about Bill Lee gets to be the governor to put that in motion? And Republicans are going to have to be the ones to do it. So when you look back at when Nathan Bedford Forrest Day was discontinued in the state of Tennessee, just know that it was Republicans that did it, because Republicans control the state house, and the governor is likely going to be a Republican for the foreseeable future. And so you look at the way things are kind of changing. We saw this in South Carolina. Governor Nikki Haley and the state legislature in South Carolina, they were the ones that removed the rebel flag from that state capitol. It was done because views are evolving on these symbols and what they mean and if they're still appropriate. So we're getting there. And it's not just as black and white as these people over here are racist, these people over here are saints, these people over here have antiquated ideas. There's a lot of gray area, there's a lot of context that needs to be considered, and that's why government moves at a glacial pace. You don't want things just to happen at the snap of a finger. You want them to be debated. And I think that, we're seeing it here. We got a Governor Bill Lee who was photographed in Confederate garb at Auburn, where he went to college, who was recently not in favor of removing the bust of Nathan Bedford Forrest. Now he's evolving a little bit and saying, yeah, I'll look to change that law if this is a big deal to people. We can definitely look at doing that. So that's the latest with that controversy happening in the state of Tennessee. All right, coming up, what the hell do we have? I got telephones going off in here and all kinds of stuff. Oh yeah, Joe Biden. And Joe Biden and the front runner of the 2020 Democrats, and what's going on with the polls for 2020, and Joe Biden doubling down on if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. It's a bold move, Joe. We'll see how it works out for him. We'll talk about it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
The Voice is proud to turn our spotlight on Bartlett all this week. Bartlett was first called Union Depot and Green Bottom and was the last major stagecoach stop by 1830. In 1866, with a population of less than 100, the city was officially incorporated and the name changed to Bartlett. Now, Bartlett is Shelby County's second and Tennessee's 10th largest city. Bartlett still preserves the small town spirit with a well-balanced city touch. Today, the landscape of Bartlett has changed as agriculture became second to business and industry. Bartlett, a growing community, keeping a small town atmosphere and continually enhancing the quality of life. Spotlight on Bartlett brought to you in part by these great businesses.
Emmanuel Lutheran School has limited openings for preschool through 8th grade. Emmanuel Lutheran School, faith, family, and future. Call 901-388-0205. Andy B's Bartlett Entertainment Center, 6276 Stage Road. You never know who you're going to see in the VIB. Call and reserve the VIB 387-1141.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Dan Groban and Phil Menard at Servant Advisors Group call this mailbox money. It's the monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They want to help remove stress from your retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Servant Advisors Group at 855-260-1000 for a complimentary retirement analysis with strategies that could help your nest egg provide you monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call right now, 855-260-1000. Servant Wealth Management is a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Servant Advisors Group, LLC. Insurance licensed in Tennessee, Mississippi, and in Arkansas.
Looking for a cool way to get a new home comfort system without breaking the bank? The Advantage program from Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning gets you a high-quality home comfort system for one low monthly rate. There's no money down, never a charge for repairs, and seasonal tune-ups are free. Right now, get a new home comfort system as low as $99 a month and no additional charges ever. Call Service Experts Heating and Air Conditioning today at 866-EXPERTS or visit ServiceExpertsMemphis.com.
For expert service guaranteed, call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
We've got a new show for you. Every Sunday at 5, hosts Kendrick and Matt are well-known, well-respected, well-loved makeup artists in Memphis. They know all the who's who, what to do, where to go, and who to see. With a combined 25-plus years in the industry, including fashion and styling, and their love of a good party, they are your go-to resource. So tune in Sundays at 5 for Hot Sauce. Is the constant hustle and grind of the day wearing you down? Why don't you take that stress out on a bag? I'm talking about I Love Kickboxing in Bartlett. I Love Kickboxing is one of the best ways to relieve stress while gaining muscle tone. I Love Kickboxing is an all-level, co-ed fitness kickboxing studio located at the intersection of Highway 64 and Germantown Parkway. Open every day of the week with class times designed to accommodate anyone's schedule. Find them on Facebook at I Love Kickboxing in Bartlett.
Hey, Monica, have you decided yet?
You mean college? I plan to study journalism at Southwest Tennessee Community College. They offer a new associate degree in communication, and I've always wanted to be a reporter.
I chose Southwest too. Their emergency medical technicians are in high demand.
Yeah, and I'm going tuition free.
See what your future holds at Southwest Tennessee Community College. With more than 120 associate degrees and certifications to choose from, Southwest is your best choice. Classes begin August 26th. Enroll today online at southwest.tn.edu or call 901-333-5000. 3, 2,
1. This summer, buckle up for the journey of your life at the Pink Palace family of museums. Blast off with Apollo 11 First Steps Edition on the giant screen at the CTI Theater. Travel back in time with the Making Memphis Bicentennial exhibit. Experience the newly renovated Pink Palace Mansion. Come enjoy history, science, nature, and so much more. This summer, travel from Memphis to the moon and back at the Pink Palace family of museums.
All right, welcome back to it.
Yes, have some.
The Nation of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAM The Voice. KWAM.com, streaming live on YouTube channel Nation of Jake. Run that all together, Nation of Jake. And for the next 10 people who subscribe to the Nation of Jake on YouTube, your subscription is absolutely free. All right, let's get it to 50 subscriptions. Yeah, on YouTube. Seriously. Hell, the next 100 people who subscribe, I will be paying for your subscription to the Nation of Jake YouTube channel. Yeah, you know what? Anybody. Next 1,000 people. I need 1,000 followers to get monetized and then get demonetized for being controversial. So you go subscribe and tell your friends to do the same, because theirs will be free too. It's just the way that it works there on the YouTube. Follow along on Facebook as well as the Twitter at Nation of Jake. All right, so we've got Donald Trump and his mean tweets, the subjects of live updates all day on CNN. This story, there must be nothing else going on. Donald Trump getting into a Twitter dust-up with 4 congresswomen, 4 representatives out of 435. Right now, the entire Democrat 2020 field could be saying anything at all, and nobody would notice, because Donald Trump in his fight with AOC's squad is sucking all the oxygen out of the news cycle. That's right. All it is, it's all about Donald Trump and all about his quote-unquote racist tweets, xenophobic tweets, to the point that they're passing a resolution on the House floor that they will have to debate. They're taking time, yes, time and resources that they could be doing a host of other things about some tweets that people thought were mean and, yes, unbecoming of a president, unhelpful, counterproductive, all of the above. I don't agree with the tweets by Donald Trump, but this is blown way out of proportion, man. This is insane. You've got 24, I believe, Democrats who are running to unseat Donald Trump. And you think this is how it's going to... You think that running on the whole, I hate this country, we need to fundamentally transform it, is going to work again? That, hey, we need to remake this economy via the Green New Deal, that we need to expand Obamacare. Donald Trump ran in 2016 with the promise to repeal Obamacare. Still, I don't care what polls you're looking at, a very unpopular law. So Donald Trump runs in 2016 and wins on the promise to repeal it, which he hasn't. But then you've got Joe Biden, the front runner in the 2020 field. He's doubling down on Obamacare. I thought this was hilarious. Yesterday, Joe Biden unveils his health care plan, which would expand on Obamacare. All right, he wants to spend $750 billion over 10 years in order to expand Obamacare. He doesn't want to tear it all down. He just wants to build on what we've got. All right, so he's in front of the AARP, and he's pandering to all these senior citizens, and he's talking about health care. And Joe Biden says this.
The option. If you like your health care plan, not your employer-based plan, you can keep it.
If you like your plan, you can keep it. That's the best that Joe Biden can come up with when pitching what he's going to call an expansion of Obamacare. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. Again,
if you like your health care plan, not your employer-based plan, you can keep it.
If you like your plan, you can keep it, which was rated by PolitiFact as the lie of the year. That was it. Look, if you like your plan, nothing's going to change for you. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. I can see Joe Biden's advisors, when he said that out loud with a straight face.
People the option. If you like your health care plan, not your employer-based plan, you can keep it.
I mean, somebody had to have sat Joe down and said, Joe, all right, when you're talking about your new health care deal, let's not mention a few things. Number one, let's not call it Obamacare. All right. And number two, don't say if you like your plan, you can keep it. And so what does Joe say? Joe He has no problem. Just saying.
If you like your health care plan, not your employer-based plan, you can keep it.
Yeah. So we've heard that before, man. We heard that. That was the whole pitch. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. It's going to bring down premiums, $2,500 per household. We heard all that, Joe. So you're going to say we're going to expand Obamacare. We're going to build around it. And by the way, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan. Now, he's the front runner in this race. All right, not only is he going around giving you the same tired, untrue, unsustainable plans as before, he's also got a plan on how to deal with Donald Trump. All right, what if Donald Trump comes at you and he starts making fun of you on, say, the debate stage? We've seen you on a debate stage. Didn't go so well for you, Joe Biden, and that was Kamala Harris. What about when Donald Trump comes after you? This is Joe Biden on Morning Joe with Mika Brzezinski.
You make it to the general, you're on the debate stage. He's lying. He's saying we're doing great. That's his brand. We're stronger than ever. He starts making fun of your age, your mental state. He starts going after you in ways that
I said, come on, Donald. Come on, man. How many push-ups you want to do here, pal? You know?
How many push-ups you want to do? That's how he's going to take down Donald Trump. He's going to challenge into a push-up contest. A 77-year-old man is going to challenge Donald Trump to a push-up contest. He could probably do more push-ups than Donald Trump, who's just kind of a big, pudgy, mushy butt. That's fine. Whatever. What's that going to solve? That's how I'm going to do it. Come on, man. Let's have a push-up contest. This is your front runner. This is the guy who's going to take down Donald Trump in 2020. He'll be 78 years old if he becomes president in January of 2021. When he's inaugurated, he'll be 78 years old, and he's out peddling the same lies. But, of course, he's your front runner. And then Bernie's right behind Joe. And Bernie Sanders, your window's closed, old man. I think you're done. You are now the old man yelling at a cloud. That's what you are, Bernie Sanders. You're just kind of stuck. You're stuck there in second place. You've got your Bernie bros. You've got people who have bought in to your communism and your socialism, your admiration for Soviet Russia. They got great transportation systems and everybody gets to where they need to go. It's a fantastic place to be. The education. I do not see why all these people in the Soviet Union wanted to go to America. I don't understand. They got food. All you have to do is get in a line and then they give you food. It is a paradise. I love it. He's done. Bernie's done. Elizabeth Warren is right there behind Bernie. She's actually doing very well. She's got an upward trajectory. Does Elizabeth Warren. I find her the most reprehensible of all the candidates. I make fun of the Kirsten Gillibrands and the Cory Bookers. I make fun of the Andrew Yangs and the Marianne Williamsons. But with regards to who I find the most repugnant, Elizabeth Warren. Here's why. Elizabeth Warren has a new plan out. It's a plan for everything. All right. In fact, that's her slogan. Elizabeth Warren has this new slogan. I have a plan for that. And it's kind of like a take on, there's an app for that. The old App Store commercial from Apple. I have a plan for that. I find that terrifying. That this woman has a plan for everything. It's really the perfect slogan for somebody like Elizabeth Warren who wants to use government force to plan your life for you, because that's what she wants to do. When she has a plan for that, the problem is it's not a voluntary plan that you can evaluate and you can look at. You can say, oh yeah, I'll subscribe to this plan. It's going to be a plan that if she's president, that you're going to have to abide by. You're going to just stick to it. I don't think that there's one plan for me. I don't think that my plan should be the same as somebody else's and vice versa. That kind of language, I have a plan for that. Oh yeah. Number one, we have to agree that it's a problem that needs fixing. And number two, I don't want to plan for everything. Some things don't need to be planned. I don't like the idea of a strong central government essentially planning people's lives for them. That's against everything I'm about. I want to empower the individual to come up with their own plan. That's not so. Yeah, I don't like Elizabeth Warren at all. She, I find to be the worst of the worst. Now, what's funny is Beto O'Rourke. This guy, Beto, remember when he went on his vision quest? Remember when Beto O'Rourke went traveling and blogging, meeting the people? He was in a funk. He was kind of in the sunken place. Well, I think he spoke too soon because Beto O'Rourke right now is polling behind Andrew Yang, the guy who wants to give every American $1,000 a month, and Marianne Williamson, who writes self-help books. All right, she's kind of like a hippy-dippy idiot who wants to light candles and find her spirit animal. She's polling higher in New Hampshire than is Beto O'Rourke because Beto O'Rourke is polling at 0 in New Hampshire. You can't be in the middle of July and poll at 0 in New Hampshire and expect to be the nominee. You're not going to be the nominee, Beto. You're not going to. Your fundraising is down. I think his second quarter fundraising was down like 200%. And that's when the free market comes back to bite you, Beto. It's supply and demand. There's too much Beto and not enough supply for you, buddy. Nobody likes you. You're polling behind, hell, Booker, Gillibrand, and Beto are all polling behind Andrew Yang and Marianne Williamson. What? Why are they still there? Get out of here. So, yeah, listen, I would much rather have the coverage be of Joe Biden going out saying, if you like your plan, you can keep your plan, and challenging Donald Trump to push-ups, and Elizabeth Warren saying she wants to plan your life out for you because she has a plan for that, and Beto O'Rourke getting his brains beat in on the campaign trail. I would rather those things be the number one topics in the news. All these creeps and losers running for president, rather than Donald Trump's mean tweets about 4 Congress people who they're 4 out of 435. Why do they get so much ink? The AOC squad. Don't care. Done with it. All right, we've got a news cruise to get to. We are going to catch up on the headlines in a leisurely fashion, and we'll do it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
CBS News Update. The House is poised to vote on a resolution condemning President Trump for telling 4 minority women in Congress to go back where they came from. They're all U.S. citizens, but Mr. Trump isn't backing down.
They can leave, they can stay, but they should love our country, and they should work for the good of our country.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell appealed to everyone to lower the temperature.
All across the board, all of us ought to contribute to a better level of discourse.
CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns has more.
The Republicans who are calling for him to stop this kind of rhetoric, a lot of them have called these tweets racist themselves. They called for him to apologize. He basically is saying, look, you guys said I could never win in 2016 originally. This is the new Republican Party. This is the new way that we're doing things. And so he feels like he has momentum here.
CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
Where can you go to get daily home-cooked specials like meatloaf, chicken and dumplings, over 20 home-style vegetables, Bartlett's best catfish, and Grandma's homemade desserts, and service that makes you feel right at home? The one and only Pop's Comfort Kitchen. Pop's Comfort Kitchen is the place to be after church on Sundays for their homemade turkey and dressing, or come during the week for half-off appetizers. Pop's Comfort Kitchen, located on Kirby Witten Road in Bartlett.
Strike up some fun with Andy B's, where entertainment, family, and fun is all wrapped into one. They have all the fun you need right here in Bartlett. Andy B's has nightly specials and a new lunch menu to fill your hungry appetite. Whether you are looking to unite your company in team building, have a birthday party, or a date night, Andy B's is where the party begins. Tell your friends to come and meet you at the B's. Andy B's Entertainment Center, bowling as it should be.
This is Clark Howard. How
do you access the internet at your home? Well, more and more people are choosing to use their phone as the only way they access the internet. The reason why is that the cost of home internet is pretty expensive, and home internet providers typically have what are known as hard data caps, where if you go over that data cap, you end up with massive overage fees that you have to pay. On the other hand, cell phone carriers are in a very competitive business, and they all offer various versions of unlimited data. If you end up using a lot of data in a month, known as being a data hog, they may from time to time slow your data connection, but you're never going to get hit with bill shock. So think about it. Particularly if you live alone, instead of having a home internet bill and your cell phone bill, just go to cell phone only.
Hey, Mike, how's the house coming along?
Needs a ton of work. The pipes are leaking. Needs a new roof. The AC just broke. I just don't have time to do it all myself. You know anyone?
Oh, just ask Home Advisor. They match you with the best local pros for any home project.
Cool.
Yeah, you can read reviews and book appointments online.
What's it cost?
Actually, Home Advisor is always free to use.
Nice. I'll check it out.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com or download the free app.
Home Advisor. Have you heard what President Trump said recently?
Newsmax, you like Newsmax. I like it too.
Now you can watch Newsmax TV and get the truth about Trump from Bill O'Reilly, Mike Reagan, Alan Dershowitz, Pat Buchanan, and more. Newsmax TV is America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in 70 million homes. Find Newsmax on DirecTV, Dish, Xfinity, Spectrum, Optimum, Fios, Uverse, and more systems. See Newsmax TV today. It's real news for real people.
Welcome back to it.
Yes, have
the Nation
some.
of Jake on The Voice, FM 107.9, AM 990, online, KWAMTheVoice.com. That's KWAMTheVoice.com. The YouTube channel is Nation of Jake, live there every day, and then it stays there. So if you miss any part of the show, or if you feel like any particular part of the show is worth listening to again or telling your friends about, you can tell them they can catch the whole thing right there on YouTube on demand. And I'll also have the 2-minute show up. It'll be this show condensed into 2 minutes, because I know that people are way more likely to give you 2 minutes than 2 hours. So if you're new to the Nation of Jake, the 2-minute show might be a way to get acquainted with the way we do things here. And also the podcast, you can listen on demand with the Nation of Jake podcast. We got to get caught up on some headlines, and we do that on the news cruise. We do that every day about this time. It's brought to you by our friends at Just Windows Home Services. You can give them a call at 751-3934. That's 751-3934.
Exciting and new. Come aboard. We're expecting you. The news cruise, full of exciting news. The news cruise, so relax and kick off your shoes.
All right, welcome aboard the news cruise. We got our alcohol license revoked because of some shenanigans last week. Somebody thought it was a booze cruise. I got sick. We had to swab the poop deck. There was all kinds of foreign substance. Not enough life jackets. We got cited. It was kind of like the equivalent to Richard Ransom's old cleanup thing. Whatever. Inspector came aboard and was like, no, we're shutting it down. So they're letting us hop out on the boat, but you're going to have to just stay back. Be cool. Just Windows Home Services, by the way, special right now, 20% off if you tell them the Nation of Jake sent you. They give free estimates on things like window cleaning, pressure washing, clean out your gutters. I saw there were a few zip codes where the mosquitoes tested positive for West Nile virus, so now is the time to make sure those gutters are clear. And the guys from Just Windows Home Services, they can put you on a schedule. Just, a few times a year, come out, make sure your gutters are clear of any debris. Call them, 751-389-3300, 3934. We'll make this a quick news cruise. It looks like it's becoming more clear that Bill Hagerty will be running for Senate here in Tennessee for Lamar Alexander's seat. He will not seek re-election, will Lamar Alexander. And so U.S. Ambassador to Japan Bill Hagerty announced he will leave his post as ambassador to Japan. Why would you do that? That seems like a really sweet gig. But Japan seems like a pretty friendly place. You go to Japan, they love American stuff over in Japan. There's a lot of American bands big in Japan. So Bill Hagerty, he's got to have something planned if he's going to leave that sweet gig, which he is leaving. He was a member of Trump's transition team in 2016. He has served as the ambassador to Japan for 2 years. Now, Donald Trump has given him a full-throated endorsement for the U.S. Senate. And he actually, that's it, what Trump tweeted. He said Bill Hagerty's going to run for Senate. So I don't know if it's been an official announcement or an official launch. And there's a bit of a pecking order. All right. David Kustoff, who is currently a representative in Congress, and I think that he lives in my neighborhood, he was mulling a Senate run, but the party, the RNC, they're the ones who kind of say, all right, look, here's what's going to happen. Here's who's going to run. There may be a challenge there. I believe there's a doctor out of Nashville who is running, Manny Sethi, who's also running for Senate. So there might be a little bit of a primary fight, but there won't be a huge one. If Hagerty's the guy, it appears that he's the guy. So Joseph M. Young, by the way, will be the new ambassador to Japan. I would love that job. With all the rain, you can't help but think about all the flooding that went down in Germantown a couple months ago. Well, Germantown residents are saying that they are not eligible for FEMA funds after their houses were flooded, and that's a bit of a roadblock in the city's efforts to rebuild after the flooding last month. Residents told WREG that despite massive flood damage, no one in Germantown will be eligible for help from FEMA. When they went to go check the website, FEMA confirmed that no disasters declared for individual assistance were found for this address. So I guess Germantown is going to have to look into other options to help with the recovery there. 'Cause, I mean, all people's stuff, their floors, their homes, destroyed at the expense of tens of thousands, if not more. We've got authorities are searching for a bookkeeper who was convicted of embezzling more than $250,000 from a Tennessee lawyer, but she failed to appear for the jury verdict announcement. The Shelby County District's Attorney's Office says 51-year-old Teresa Sumter was present for every day of her trial, but then, right as the jury was ready to deliver its verdict, Sumter did not return to the courtroom. She was out of jail on bond, and now she is, I guess, skipped out on her bond, and now bounty hunters are probably going after her. Now, Sumter has 2 prior convictions for stealing from previous employers under another name. She faces up to 60 years in prison on theft and money laundering convictions in the latest case. Man, you've got some gall to go and embezzle $250,000. The FCC has announced $7 million in rural internet funding in Arkansas. They are going to allocate an additional $7 million over the next 10 years to expand internet in rural areas of Arkansas. I guess all the farmers out in Arkansas, they need to get on farmersonly.com, find some dates, maybe play Farmville. They're on Facebook. I don't know, man. I don't know. They're going to expand high-speed access. Listen, you're running a farm. You don't need the interwebs. You don't need it. You just need to get out there and, feed the cows, to go water the corn, whatever you guys do out there. Just seems like a lot of money for the old interwebs. You have to do cellular? Wasn't Clark Howard just talking about that? Just get on their iPads. Get up. All right. Oh, by the way, and we'll leave it on this one. The Grizzlies have won the NBA championship the Summer League championship, which means nothing. They defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves 95-92. Now, Summer League basketball, I know people around here like it because you just love the Grizzlies so much and you just can't stand not to have the Grizzlies in your life 12 months a year. But Summer League basketball is trash. It's garbage. It's a bunch of losers. Not really. It's a bunch of kids. It's just a bunch of scrubs, playing for something that does not reflect how they're going to do in the regular season. Look at the individual performances. You had a promising summer league. This rookie, young guys, guys who were invited to take part. But I'm just saying, enjoy it, have fun with it, but don't read too much into it. This will not reflect the Grizzlies' regular season accolades. So, congratulations to the Scrub Grizzlies on their Summer League championship. All right, we will wrap things up. We've got a new Elvis. That's right. A new Elvis has been cast in the iconic role. We will tell you who it is and what they plan on doing with it next right here in the Nation of Jake.
The Voice, KWAM, FM 107.9 and AM 990.
KWAM The Voice is proud to turn our spotlight on Bartlett all this week. I'm talking with Mayor Keith McDonald.
There's so many great things going on in Bartlett right now with the new TCAT, Tennessee College of Applied Technology. That's an exciting opportunity. In the meantime, the high school's already doing joint enrollment with the TCAT. So we're really big on education. There's some wonderful opportunities. The medical device industry here is a burgeoning industry. If you haven't been to Bartlett in a while, what you really ought to do is come take a look.
Spotlight on Bartlett brought to you in part by these great businesses.
Tuition-free college is now available for adults. Get your tuition paid and reconnect to your dreams of a better career at Southwest Tennessee Community College. Call 333-5000. Weimer's Jewelry is over 33 years old, locally and family-owned. They are a complete shop taking care of all your basic custom needs. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. The special event florist for the Mid-South is Lynn Doyle Flowers. They are famous for creating incredible floral arrangements and are available to fill even your last-minute needs. From the simple to the magnificent, their staff can create unique arrangements for your special occasion. Flowers always bring a smile, make someone's day, and for fast, convenient delivery, call Lynn Doyle Flowers today at 901-323-4521 or visit their beautiful new location at 6225 Old Poplar Pike.
If you're thinking about buying or selling a home, stop. Don't do anything until you talk to my man, James Underwood. James Underwood has been helping people like you navigate the Mid-South real estate market for more than a decade. So whether you're looking to buy your first home or you want to upgrade to your forever home, James Underwood can help make it happen. No gimmicks, no guarantees, just a rock-solid guy that I've known for 25 years. So now, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, hit up James Underwood with CryLike. JamesUnderwood.crylike.com. That's JamesUnderwood.crylike.com.
X-Line's best pizza in town is where Memphis goes for real pizza. Always made with fresh, locally sourced ingredients and loaded with your favorite toppings. X-Line's is also home to crisp salads, mouth-watering burgers, and delicious specialty sandwiches packed with big flavors. X-Line's best pizza in town, where quality has priority. 5 locations in the Memphis area. X-Line's Pizza, proud sponsors of the Memphis Express.
From the time your child is born, you start to prepare for your child's future. Their academic and faith journey begins in preschool and continues through the 8th grade and beyond. Emmanuel Lutheran School has been a part of the Memphis community for over 40 years. With their strong academics, Christian faith, and athletics, Emmanuel Lutheran School is all about faith, family, and future. Emmanuel Lutheran. Call today, 901-388-0205, 901-388-0205. Where do you go when you have unwanted or outdated jewelry that needs to be transformed? Design Jewelers for 30 years has been doing amazing custom work. Just bring in the piece of jewelry, a picture or sketch of your design, and they will build that design on a computer in 3D and send to you for changes. Then you'll come in to see your design before it's finished. To see these unique custom designs, visit DesignJewelers.net. That's DesignJewelers.net.
When's the last time you looked at the windows in your house? Not through the windows, but at the windows. Really looked at them. There's dirt, streaks, buildup, smudges, fingerprints, paw prints, spider webs, dead bugs. There's little white speckles. I have no idea what they are, and who knows what else. Now, cleaning all the windows in your house makes a big difference, but it's also a big job. That's why you need Just Windows Home Services. Just Windows has been taking the pain out of window cleaning since 1992. Just Windows cleans all types of windows, storm windows, screens, skylights, interior, exterior, upstairs and down. Now, I know I told you the company is called Just Windows Home Services, but they do a lot more. Roof and gutter cleaning, pressure washing, mirrors, blinds, ceiling fans, light fixtures, chandeliers. Look, if you've got hard to reach areas of the house, then you need Just Windows Home Services. Call for a free estimate, 751-3934. That's 751-3934, or get them online at justwindowsmemphis.com. That's justwindowsmemphis.com.
If you're in need of a professional cleaning service that takes your business as seriously as you do, call Jan Pro Cleaning Systems today. They understand how important it is to establish and maintain a professional image. That's why they offer the Jan Pro Signature Clean and the Jan Pro Guarantee. From regular scheduled cleaning to the tough stuff like stripping and waxing, buffing, carpet extractions, and detail cleaning, Jan Pro does it all. Call today for a free, no-obligation quote. 901-683-4900. Insured and bonded for your protection. Jan Pro Cleaning Systems. Measurable cleaning, guaranteed results.
All right, welcome back.
Yes, have some.
All right, it's a few more minutes until the Earl Farrell program. Fewer than 10 minutes, and then Earl will take over. And I was reading today about this Elvis biopic. Is it biopic or biopic? I'm thinking biopic. Biopic sounds like something you would have done, say, at the dermatologist. All right, so this biopic about Elvis. Okay, Baz Luhrmann. Baz Luhrmann, is that his name? He's a director. I guess he'll be doing this Elvis movie. He did Moulin Rouge, I think. That was his biggest movie. Baz Luhrmann. Sounds very important, doesn't he? Baz Luhrmann. All right, so he's going to do this Elvis movie, and they have cast Austin Butler as Elvis Presley. He's 27 years old. He's been on a bunch of Nickelodeon, Disney, CW, and MTV television series, I guess. I don't know who Austin Butler is, but here's the thing. They're going to make this Elvis movie, and there's kind of like been, I don't know, an absence of Elvis. I mean, they've had movies about Jerry Lee Lewis. You've had movies about Johnny Cash. You've had all these biopics on all these musicians, but they've done a lot of made-for-TV Elvis. You know, and then Elvis has kind of shown up in some other movies, but there's not like a one definitive Elvis performance. Earl, am I missing something here? I mean, who was the best on-screen Elvis? I know Kurt Russell played Elvis.
I think Kurt Russell did an incredible job.
And that was like an Elvis made-for-TV, two-part kind of series deal. I remember when I was a kid.
Made-for-TV, but he really looked like him. I mean, I think he did a heck of a job.
He did great. Bruce Campbell played Elvis, if you recall, in Bubba Hotep. You know, talk about Elvis. It was kind of a weird movie. Elvis was still alive, and he was fighting mummies. So it's not like a real Elvis movie. It's more a mummy movie starring Bruce Campbell as Elvis. I remember the Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer played Elvis in the movie True Romance.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was that good.
You barely saw it.
Now, there was a guy that was in the movie Sun Studios or what was it, Sam
that
Phillips?
TV show?
Yeah, and the guy that played Elvis in that as a young Elvis was really good, and he could sing really a lot like him.
You know, there was a guy who played Elvis in Walk the Line because Elvis had a little appearance there when they were out on tour.
And that guy wasn't bad.
You know, why not just use that guy? He was actually pretty good. I just think Elvis has such a unique look to him, kind of like a pudgy face. Like I don't know if you do that with makeup or you just got to go find. There's a lot of Elvis impersonators right here in the Mid-South who could probably pull off the role depending on what Baz Luhrmann has envisioned. All right, Earl's next.
KWAM, your news and information station with CBS News updates every hour on the hour.